depending where some people could be following from. I'm Lusajo from the African Union Commission, um, working in DRR unit, but specifically in the Africa Multi-Hazard Early Warning and Early Action System program, um, abbreviated as AMHEWAS program. I'm the senior early warning and disaster operations expert in the situation room. And just to appreciate your invitation to be part of this important discussion, as well as highlight some of the things that we are doing at continental level in relation to supporting member states with multi-hazard early warning and early action system. So just to give the background, maybe just to confirm okay, I remember I was given 30 minutes. Let me just time myself. Okay, so one of the things that I would like to mention in my preamble is that the African Union is composed of different organs. And apart from organs, we also have departments. And so the African Union Commission is one of the organs of the African Union. And under the African Union Commission, we have different departments, as you can see. And then from those different departments, there are 6 of those departments focusing on different thematic areas. And so from those 6, we have one of the critical departments, which is agriculture, rural development, blue economy, and sustainable environment. And this department has also divisions. And then one of the divisions that we are under is the sustainable environment and blue economy directorate. Sorry, and then from there we have the sustainable environment division. And under the sustainable environment division, we have the disaster risk reduction unit. And then from the disaster risk reduction unit, we have different programs. And some of them are those that I highlighted there, the disaster risk governance program. We have the Sahel Resilience Project. And then we have the AMHEWAS program, the Africa Multi-Hazard Early Warning and Early Action System program. And then we have Urban Resilience program. But each of these trying to complement the activities of the unit. So my focus generally is on the AMHEWAS program, which is the third one on the slide. And so in terms of the background, the Africa Multi-Hazard Early Warning and Early Action System, the AMHEWAS program is basically a continental program. And this continental program, of course, was developed by the member states themselves, following the different decisions that were made by the Executive Council, as well as the African heads of state and government. And particularly, there are 2 key decisions that were made. One was in 2019, Decision 1076, and then 2022, Decision 1144. And so these decisions actually not only led to the development of the program, but also endorsed the program as well as the framework, because we have a framework and then we have a program to operationalize the framework. So when you look at the other side, you see some historical trends in terms of how the program was developed. You have from 2017, when we had the African position to global platform, which actually inculcated the need for a shift from reactive crisis management to proactive risk management. Then 2018, we had the Tunis Declaration by the African states that called for the strengthening of early warning systems. And then 2019, we had member states calling to strengthen their national systems and disaster risk reduction and early warning. Then 2021, we also had the Nairobi Declaration, where the ministers adopted the AMHEWAS framework. I think that was actually at the height of COVID-19. Then 2022, we had the executive decision that was made in December 1144 that actually also endorsed a framework and its delivery program, the AMHEWAS. And so the objective of this was to try and ensure that we strengthen the capacities of member states to not only develop but also utilize and integrate early warning systems as one of the key tools in terms of disaster risk reduction, but also climate change adaptation. So this is still some background at global level as well as continental level. So at global level, we have the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction, and of particular interest is Target G, that calls for substantial increase in availability and access to multi-hazard early warning system and disaster risk information. And then we had also the Yogo framework that although it's no longer in place, but which also looked at issues of identification, assessment, and monitoring of disaster risk and enhancing early warning systems. Then at continental level, we had the program of action, the POA, for the implementation of the Sendai framework, again articulating on the need to substantially increase availability and access to multi-hazard early warning and disaster risk information, but aligning with Target G of the Sendai framework. Then we also had in 2004 the Africa Regional Strategy for Disaster Risk Reduction, particularly of keen interest is Objective 2, that highlights the need to strengthen early warning systems as well as institutional capacities, resources, and including observational and research subsystems. So this is what actually informed the development of the AMHEWAS program on the continent. And one of the things that we want to see is to ensure that member states are equipped with multi-hazard early warning systems. And then for us, we are not just focusing on hydromet, but we are also focusing on other hazards that are very pronounced on the continent. But we are still, it is work in progress, and currently we have a number of products that we are also discussing to ensure that we are truly multi-hazard as opposed to hydromet hazards only. So in terms of the program outcomes, we have four program objectives, and these five program objectives actually correspond to five program outcomes. So one is focusing on strengthening of multi-hazard risk knowledge. The second one is trying to support through the relevant institutions, mandated institutions, issues of hazard detection, monitoring, analysis, and forecasting capabilities. And then the third one is on risk communication. And then the fourth one is on the third one is on risk communication. The fourth one is on preparedness and response capabilities. And the last one is on coordination and governance of multi-hazard early warning systems on the continent, where different platforms have been put in place to ensure that we are well coordinated, both at continental, regional, and national level, so that we do not operate in silos. And then we also have some of the issues that we want to ensure is that there is coherence in terms of policies and frameworks at all levels. And then also looking at issues of development of common African position on drought management, focusing on development of development of frameworks, as well as enhancing climate and DRR financing. Then we also have coordination and collaboration. And one of the issues that we are also focusing on is transboundary risk management. And that's why we have some of these continental products. And then we have different partners that we have been working with. We have the African Union at continental level that has developed a continental situation room. Then we also have ACMAD at continental level that have been supported. We have also ICPAC, ECOWAS, as well as ECAS and SADC. And so we do interoperability, and this is just an example of a situation room that we have. So there's interoperability, but there's also co-designing, co-production as well. So, like I said, the AMHEWAS basically is a network of situation rooms that is composed of different infrastructure systems, but also that is interconnected. And then we have different capacities that have been brought together to support the operationalization of multi-hazard early warning systems on the continent. And one of the key issues is to address transboundary risks, but also enhance coordination, as well as ensure effective interventions. And so you see from the schema there, we have the African Union on top. Then we have feeding, a two-way system with the different entities down there. We have ACMAD, we have SADC, then we have IGAD, ECOWAS, as well as ECAS at regional level. Then we have national level. Currently, we only have a situation room in Tanzania, but there are still plans, and that's why you see some of those boxes in gray are empty. But we are hoping that as we keep on, all those boxes actually will be filled with all the member states. So we only have a situation room at continental level, regional level, as well as one at national level. So these are just examples of some of the products that we are co-producing. And basically, these products, just to mention that we just give advisories. We are not doing forecasting. And so we also depend on the other centers to provide inputs for us to be able to generate the advisories that we share with member states. So this is a Continental Watch, product. So it covers basically heavy rainfall, riverine floods, and strong winds, and it is issued twice a week, every Tuesday and every Friday. And so we share with permanent representatives in Addis Ababa, but also with the focal points in DRR, as well as made in the countries. So we co-produce, and those that are currently providing quite a lot, it is ACMAD and the other RICs like ICPAC, SADC, and others. Then we also have the Continental Watch. We also have a drought bulletin that we have developed. So the other one is for fast onset hazard, and the other one is for slow onset hazard. So again, the drought watch, we are also co-producing with different centers on the continent, and this is issued monthly, and the other principles are the same as with the continental watch for fast onset hazards. So these are just some of the issues that we look at, especially extreme events that may overwhelm individual countries, but also that may require regional and continental response and support. So we also try and follow or track tropical cyclones that may evolve around the continent. And so these are just some of the products again that we have also looked at. This one is from IGAD, quite critical input for us to be able to share advisories before tropical cyclone hit the cyclone prone countries. Then also just to mention that we also do situation reports. So situation reports, these are after impact reports, and basically they are shared at continental level within the African Union for the Union actually to be able to provide support to member states as well as solidarity, and this is quite key for the Commissioner and the chairperson at the African Union. However, there are still some challenges that are still abound. So we have some gaps, and one of the gaps that we are looking at is how can we ensure that early warning translates to early action, because you may have information, early warning information, but how can we support member states to ensure that they translate the various products that they have or warnings into actions? And then the other one is on ensuring that we build synergies across initiatives and frameworks. There's quite a lot that is going on the continent. We have early warning for all initiative. We have CRUISE, we have DIA initiative, we have AMHEWAS. So it is important that we are well synchronized, including what the member states are doing. There must be that harmonization. So these are still some of the challenges we have. And then ensure that there's also cross-sectoral, multi-sectoral approach to multi-hazard early warning systems, both in long-term, immediate term, as well as short-term. And then multi-hazard early warning systems, we also need to look at the key priorities, identify the key priorities, and then also look at the investments across the whole early warning value chain, because we think that it is key that we look at early warning as a system, as a whole, as opposed to a part, looking at the all four pillars of the early warning. But also there are opportunities in terms of leveraging on emerging technologies, issues of Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, and machine learning are critical in terms of how we move forward. And so that's the end of my presentation. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Over to you.
Many thanks, Lusajo. In the interest of time, I think we're going to move directly on to our